So this is the second part of session 10. It's still about inference. Good readers make inferences as they read. There is an additional to reading the words. They use their imagination and their knowledge about the world to fill in facts and ideas that are not stated in the text. This is sometimes called reading between the lines. It is often necessary to read between the lines before the writer because the writer cannot include all the possible information about the topic or situation. Writers leave out information that they think readers will know already or will be able to guess. Separating fact from inference. In many kinds of writing, the author presents facts about a situation or topic and also makes inferences from those facts. Facts are statements of information that can be verified. For example, Chile is considered one of the most conservative Catholic countries in South America. On January 15, 2006, Chileans elected their first woman president, the socialist Michelle Bachelet, with 53.5% of their votes. She is a former defense minister, a doctor, a single mother, and a non-Catholic. Her father, a general in an army, was killed in 1973 under the military dictatorship of Pinochet. Her election campaign was based on promise of social and economic reforms aimed at more equality. Inferences are educated guesses that are based on the fact. For example, people in Chile are not as conservative as generally thought. People in Chile want changes in their society and economy. President Bachelet's background and experience should help her understand the problem in Chile. The fact that she served as defense minister may have reassured conservatives afraid of radical change. The fact that her father was killed under Pinochet probably raised her standing among leftists. Why making inference is important? Researchers have confirmed that thoughtful, active, proficient readers are metacognitive. They think about their own thinking during reading. They can identify when and why the meaning of the text is unclear to them and can use a variety of strategies to solve comprehension problems or deepen their understanding of a text, based on Davy in 1987. Proficient readers use their prior knowledge and textual information to draw conclusions, make critical judgments, and form unique interpretations from text. Inferences may occur in the form of conclusion, prediction, or new ideas. This is based on Anderson and Pearson in 1984. Next, how can you make it happen? Introduce this strategy by modeling it for students, starting with everyday example, moving to listening activities, and then to the text example. Tell students that good readers make inferences to understand what they are reading. Emphasize that they will bring their own knowledge or events to the text, so each inference may be unique. For example, you may want to introduce making inferences with an example such as the following. You got to school this morning and you couldn't find a lesson plan. You were reading it over while having breakfast, so you probably left it on your kitchen table. Point out that you are making an inference based upon the fact that you know you were working on your lesson plan at home. Discuss situations in which students don't have all the information and have to make logical guesses, such as figuring out what someone is trying to say, figuring out what is happening in the movie, or figuring who the singer is on the radio. They may need practice identifying the inference that they make in everyday life. Another way to introduce this strategy to use picture from a magazine or book cover and cover a part of the picture. Ask about what is happening in the picture, what the picture is advertising, or what the story will be about. Think aloud as you make connection between the facts and your prior knowledge using phrases such as, the pictures look like, or I know that. And next, have students respond to questions about new pictures, citing their reason for their inferences, and have them cite reasons that are facts along with reasons that come from their prior knowledge. Then, model how good readers make inferences while reading. They use ideas from the book and add their own ideas to them. Read this short passage to students. The young woman walked a bit hesitantly toward the famous cozy Italian restaurant. She didn't believe that excuse her parents gave her for having met her at the restaurant instead of at their house. To make matters worse, she was a bit grumpy because she was still catching up on the sleep that she lost during exam time. She noticed some cars looked familiar in the parking lot. As soon as she walked through the door, she heard, "Surprise!" Now read it again, and you make an inference. Tell the students about it and describe how you make the inferences. You may say something such as, she did not believe the excuse her parents gave her. I know, sometimes if people play practical joke, others don't believe everything they say. Maybe her parents play practical jokes. The text says, she was a bit grumpy because she was still catching up on the sleep that she lost during exam time. I know exams are usually given in school, but she is probably in high school or college. And the text says like this. She noticed some cars look familiar in the parking lot. As soon as she walked through the door, she heard surprise. And you can say, I know, if the cars are familiar, that means people she knows are in the restaurant. This makes me change my inference. If her parents want to meet her at the restaurant and other people she knows are there, maybe it's such a surprise party. By modeling your thought process, students can see how you took the information from the text along with what you knew already in your own ideas. To make inference, point out which part came from the text and which part came from your background knowledge. Then put them all together to make inference that it might be a surprise party. To make the process more explicit, use a graphic organizer to record students' answers. Ask students to record the facts that they are stated in the text, along with their background knowledge. Have students keep in mind that they can change and modify their inference as they read. Point out that they were able to make an inference based on their knowledge of surprise parties. And have students practice this strategy. Use a graphic organizer while reading text. And I'm going to read the references. It's also from Michalecki Beatrice in 2007. It's about advanced reading power. And also Michalecki Beatrice S. and Linda Jeffries in 1998 about reading power. Okay, I think that's all for session 10. See you on the next part, on the next session. Bye bye.